It's a chilly winter day in northern New York State. Biologists with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation are conducting their annual winter surveys of hibernating bats in caves and mines. What they discover during these routine surveys is anything but. Bats are seen flying out into snowy winter landscapes when they should be hibernating. Inside the cave is even more grim. Instead of cozy colonies cuddling on the ceiling, biologists find heaps of dead bats piling up on the floor of the cave. On the few remaining bats, a white, fuzzy growth is seen on their muzzles, wings, and ears. That was in 2007. At the time, the cause of this catastrophe was a mystery to biologists, but it would mark the beginning of one of the most devastating wildlife epidemics in recorded history. White nose syndrome is a fungal infection decimating bat populations across North America. It emerged in New York State in 2006 and has since been confirmed in 12 species across 7 provinces and 35 states. While white nose syndrome affects a small number of species, its impact on those species is enormous. Mortality rates from white nose syndrome typically range between 70 and 90%, decimating entire colonies. Prior to the emergence of white nose syndrome, all 6 hibernating bat species in the US had positive population growth trends. Now, 4 of these 6 species have suffered severe declines. Pseudogymnoascus destructans is the fungus responsible for white nose syndrome. The disease is seasonal, infecting bats in the fall, spiking in early winter, and peaking in the late winter. It spreads from contact between bats or contaminated roost sites as the fungus is persistent in the environment. Researchers have cultured samples taken from hibernacula in the summer when bats have been absent for months. White nose syndrome infects the skin tissues of bats, including wing and tail membranes. It also causes bats to wake up too frequently from torpor, the reduced state of physiological activity they enter when hibernating. This wastes energy, reduces fat reserves, and causes the bats to starve. They usually die before spring brings warm weather and insects to eat, and before birthing can help replenish the population. While there's been rapid research into white nose syndrome since its discovery, and much more is understood, including how it spreads and harms bats, critical gaps in our knowledge remain, including ways to limit spread or effective treatment options to reduce disease mortality. So where did white nose syndrome come from? P. destructans, which causes the disease, is endemic to Europe. It was most likely introduced to North America by somebody who visited caves in Europe and subsequently visited Howe's Cave in New York with contaminated gear, where the disease was first documented. White nose syndrome is commonly found on European bat species, but it's not associated with mass mortality. It's been confirmed in Austria, Czechia, Belgium, Estonia, France, Germany, Hungary, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Switzerland, Ukraine, and the UK. And there's photo evidence for cases of the disease in Denmark, Luxembourg, Romania, and Turkey. White nose syndrome may also pose a threat elsewhere in the future. Although currently restricted to North America, the pathogen is a potential threat to hibernating bat populations in other parts of the globe, and is a global concern for bats in the Anthropocene. When it comes to combating white nose syndrome, the focus is on monitoring and limiting the spread of disease, as well as helping affected populations recover after. The best thing to do is to keep out of sites where bats are hibernating. Let them rest undisturbed. Closing known hibernacula to the public can help reduce transmission, as was done in Alberta's Catamaran Cave. Cavers and researchers should decontaminate gear between trips to reduce risk of cross-contamination. This can be done by submerging your gear in hot water or using chemical disinfectants. Though there is currently no effective, large-scale treatment for white nose syndrome, researchers are working tirelessly to try to find potential options to prevent and treat the disease. Vaccines and probiotics are being developed to help bats fight off illness. The fungus that causes white nose syndrome has some big weaknesses too. It's sensitive to ultraviolet light and has specific temperature requirements. Scientists have used UVC light and antifungal agents to try and sterilize hibernacula. Additionally, researchers have lowered temperatures in roost sites using passive cooling techniques to limit fungal growth. That's all for today's video. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much. Let me know your favorite bat fact or species in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. I make videos about sustainability, science, and human and natural history. Have a lovely night. Bye-bye!